Hello everybody, welcome to a new video of Jane's Speed Shop. So today we're going to do a review and test drive in this W222 222 S63 AMG 4 matic. So we're back at Henk Groten, see it over there. This car is for sale at Henk Groten. Have a look on his website for more details about this car. If you want to know more about my channel, have a look in the right corner, there's my logo. You can see all the reviews and videos I did, projects and that sort of stuff. And also have a look on my website, janespeedshop.com. So let's have a go. So this is 2016 model, so it's before facelift S63. So this is with the 5.5 liter V8 and a 7-speed transmission. From 2017 till 2020 you got a facelift model, and then the S63 was the 4 liter V8 bi-turbo. So that had a little bit more power, same torque. It's a little bit faster, but this car is pretty fast. This is the fastest example of the before facelift W222. It's even faster than the S65 from 0 to 100. So it is 4 seconds for 0 to 100, and then S65 does it in 4.2, but that is not four-wheel drive. So very nice car. I think they did a very good with the options of this particular vehicle, because this car has just air suspension, just steel brakes. So people say, yeah, if you do a lot of autobahn runs to up 300 you need performance brakes like ceramics. Okay, that's for sure, you need that then. But for a standard setting, this car is very maintenance friendly, because there's no ABC. You can get trouble with all the cars, it just has air suspension. So 2016 car, done 38,000 kilometers. It's just very nice. Nice black wheels, nice big brakes. In the back you got 360mm steel brakes. In the front you got 390mm brakes. Nice big wheels. I think this is 20-inch wheels. Very good looking. The badging, also the 4 matic, looks like the same badging as you see also on the E-classes. A little bit like a stealth car. It's not, you will see it's a performance car, but not directly. It's also sounding much better than the W221. This is much quieter. You can also you can have exhaust flaps in it, so you can also close them. If you put them in the S mode, it will make more noise. I did a car in the past, you can find it in the playlist, W221, and they had a lot of noise already when you started up, and some people like it, but it's not always what you want. So let's have a look in the interior. So you got, of course, soft closed doors. You have it in all the corners and also in the back. Nice trimming, all aluminium, all looking good. Nice badging, digital dash. This is new for me. I did not drive a car that has this kind of dashboards in it, but it looks pretty good. Nice black leather. Sometimes you see cars with white interiors. Sometimes I really love it, but this is good for everybody. It's just a very clean car. So first going to look in the trunk, and then I will show you in the back how it looks. Electrical trunk boot. So 510 liters of boot space in here. You got a little bit of space underneath here. No spare wheel, there's just a bottle in it. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of it, but yeah, it's all weight saving. You don't need it. You can close it again on here. I also like to mention that this particular car is a lot bigger than the versions before this model. It's like 80mm wider and 44mm longer and 25mm higher. So if you compare them, you will not see it directly. I didn't see it directly, but it is a massive car. So let's have a look in the back. So this is the chauffeur's edition. So what you have, you can also control the seats in the front. If you can see how much room is in here, this is a long version, of course. It looks very good. So let's step in. So you also have a sunroof over here. You can all manage this from the buttons over here. So in the older versions, the W221, you had a section here where you could push all the buttons. Now you have it over here, the extra buttons. So it's all in the door now. It looks very clean in here, and you have some buttons over there for your ventilation in the back. So in here, storage compartment, and you have some cars that has the option to have a fridge in here. Interior color is set to red. You can change to different color settings, but it's all around. I hope you can see it also in the dash. When it's dark you can see it much better, of course. But yeah, the interior is pretty nice. So if you have all the buttons over here, you can see I have one in the door, one in the right side. You can also manage the sunroof in here. So each side also have these buttons. So this is for the back. The rollo in the back you can close completely. Then you also have a window. Oh, wait a minute. No. This is the rollo for this side. You can completely shut it. You can also shut the rollo on the other side. It's all done from one door, so you can also do it on the other side, of course. If you open it with the same button. You push it again and the windows go open. These options were also in the W221, and you can see it's double glazed, so pretty nice. So you have also electrical seats in here, so you can lay down. It's all very comfortable in here. Yes, it's a perfect car, I think. So let's have a look under the hood. So the power source in this car. So this engine came on the market in 2010, if I'm correct, after the M156. This is the M157. So this is a 5.5 bi-turbo 5.5 liter V8, 5461 cc's. Double overhead camshafts. You have VVT, variable valve timing on the intake and the exhaust valves, and compression ratio is 1:10. It is direct injected. Fuel system is doing 100 to 200 bars direct fuel injection. Very powerful engine. So in the beginning this engine came on the market, I think it was with 544 horsepower in the W221. Then you had the performance spec 571, that's the car that I drove, the W221, and this car has standard 585 horsepower and 900 Newton meters. So it's a very powerful car. In the beginning years 2010, 11 and 12, you can have some issues with this car, with these engines, like timing chains and that sort of stuff, but they solved a lot of it. So the timing chains, I think if you now want to change the timing chain on these engines, you will get new parts. So I think it's a different chain, different gears and that sort of stuff. You can not only change now the chain, you have to change the gears. So they upgraded all those things. So there are some more things you need to pay attention, and we will talk when we drive about that. But you have a lot of space in here. It's much. Yeah, it looks narrow, but if you see more of these AMGs, there are not a lot of AMGs, you can see the ground through the engine bay. Most of them are really packed. So of course if you want to change the turbo or anything else, of course you need to take a lot of parts out of it, but it looks very clean. It's a very good looking engine bay, I think. The stance of the car is just also very nice. So I think we should do a test drive in this beauty. So let's have a drive in this beautiful S-Class. A little bit forward. So foot on the brake, keyless go. So we'll start in comfort. Suspension setting is in comfort. yeah, sounds very good. Much quieter than the W221. I really like that personally, that there is a setting for it. So on the steering wheel you put it in D, then you pull the handle, because if you park it you have to pull it off. So let's go. Very smooth. Yeah. Yeah, it's really quiet. So the W222 came on the market in 2014 till 2020. So before that you have to do W221, but had the same engine as this version. In 2017 the engine changed to the 4-liter V8 biturbo that you find in a C63, DOHC 63. The whole AMG range has that engine except for the smaller A classes. And it's an engine that has a little bit of an history, a bad reputation in some cases, but yeah, you never heard the good cases because there are more good examples than bad examples, of course. And yeah, so there is a little bit of a story to it, but this is the M157 V8 biturbo 5461 cc's. So this particular car from 2016, the most problems occur that really damage the engine. What is not really maintenance related, because it's the timing chain that should be living much longer than they did in the beginning, because there was stretch in it and you got engine faults, engine damage. You could get there are versions that the chain snaps, but in the most version that I had, it was 2010, 11 and 12. So after that you got an upgraded version. I think it was from a single row to a double row chain. I'm not sure about that, but I think that was the case. So if you're now buying a timing chain set for this engine, you got a new number, new parts. You cannot only change the chain now, you also have to change the gears. So there were some stories about it. So this is a much later version, but there are still things you need to consider, because it's a direct injected engine. So there's between 100 and 200 bars injection pressure. That depends on the load, so it's changed a little bit. Also, these injectors can have some issues. So if you have, for example, a car that does like 100,000 kilometers, it would be a very good decision to change the injectors, because there are stories about that these injectors on higher mileage cars had leaking injectors and flushing the oil out of the the cylinder bores and that sort of stuff. So it is still a performance car, it's still a performance engine. It's not yeah, it's still a tuned engine. It's a factory engine and does a lot of kilometers, but it needs maintenance. So that same thing is also in the M156. That is not a directed injected engine, but you can also have problems with the injectors on higher mileage. So if a car does more miles, like 100,000 kilometers, or miles in kilometers, this car's done 38,000 kilometers, consider checking that. So if you're doing an inspection on an engine like this, or you want to drive it for a very long distance, let them check the injectors. Just pull the spark plug out, take an endoscope and have a look if the injectors are dry. Spark plugs is also a thing. It's still a performance car. Change the spark plugs. You can get misfires and that sort of stuff. Just do it. So and then you have like leaking valve covers. A lot of Mercedes engines have it. Also M113 engine started with the leaking valve covers. The R129 with the M119s is just a standard thing. Just do maintenance. So there's a lot to this engine that has to do with maintenance. People want to drive a performance car. Like this engine has almost 600 horsepower and 900 Newton meters all day long. It's just a car that Mercedes gave guarantee on it. So you also have to consider that you do maintenance. So you buy a car like this, just do maintenance. I think a lot of people say, yeah, it's a bad car, bad engine. You have to consider you're driving a performance engine. It's not that you don't have to do anything at the first 100,000 kilometers. Just do it. So that's to the engine. Transmission, 9-speed or 7-speed transmission, 722-9. So it's a 7-speed transmission. This is a multi-clutch one, but it still has 3 settings, so you don't have the settings that you got in the E-Class. It's still a comfort, sport and manual, not a race start function in it. Later versions have it. Like if you have after the facelift with the new engine, you have a 9-speed and then you have that function. In this car you don't have. In the W221 you also did not have a race start function, only comfort, sport and manual. And yeah, it's still a very big luxury saloon car, so it's still a car that you should not, do you have to consider to drive it on a track? I don't think so. But yeah, it's like an autobahn cruiser, so you can do long distance and very fast speeds. So you have to consider that. So I'm not really, it doesn't bother me that you don't have those settings. Then you have a setting for suspension. So what I think is a good thing is that they changed that you have an option for what kind of suspension you want. So from the W220, W215 and the W221, and that's the CL model, the W216, you had standard in the AMG and the V12s, you have ABC suspension. So in this car it's not standard, so it's also called magic body control in this car, because I will go into that later. But in this car, for example, is an S63 with a 4 matic system, is also an option for matic. That has air suspension, because air suspension came standard and the option was to have magic body control. That's the ABC. If you have magic body control, you have an extra camera in the car that looks front of the car 50 meters around if there are like bumps and that sort of stuff, and it adapts the suspension to that, and when you have body roll, just like the old system. But that's also a system you need to do maintenance on, and it's not very maintenance friendly, I don't want to say, but it's also expensive. It's still an expensive thing, but you have to do something about it. Otherwise, if you don't do maintenance on it, the cost will get higher later on. So this is air suspension. I think if I have a car like this, I would also choose air suspension, because it's just very good. You can also put it in sport and comfort, and it's pretty smooth. So I think this car is, if you drive a non-AMG, that the suspension would be a little bit softer. I feel a little bit what the wheels are doing, so it gives me a little bit more confidence what the car is doing. I think that's good in an AMG. So maybe if you have an S600, it's more soft. That's not an AMG. So suspension wise, it's a very nice car. So you have magic body control. This car does not have it. So for example, if you have a performance wise, so you could order this car in the long and in the short version, and you can choose the 4MATIC or the rear wheel drive version. So this car has 900 Newton meters. I think 4MATIC is very good to have, because it's a very powerful car. I think the weight difference is about 30 kilos if you have not 4MATIC or you have it. This car weighs 1970 kilos. And the short version is 1935. It's still 100 kilo less than the W221, so that's a very good improvement of what they've done. So it's under 2000 kilo for a car that does 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. So if you have the rear wheel drive version, it does 4.4 seconds. It's still not slow. but the matic system is really doing something. So if you have the S65, that does it in 4.2. So if you have the before facelift model between 2014 and 2017, this is the fastest car you could buy in the S class. So it's 4 seconds in an almost 2,000 kilo car. It's just massive, and it doesn't even have a race start function. So yeah, I think it's just yeah, very, very good. So after, I want to say after, from 2017 to 2020, when the new engine came and a 9-speed transmission that had that 4-liter V8 by twin turbo, the 4-liter V8 engine with 2 turbos. Had 612 horsepower, same power as in the E-Class, also with the matic system and 900 Newton meters. So same torque, a little bit more horsepower, 2 more gears. That does it in 3.5 or something. That is massively fast. So that's just, yeah, incredible. So take over this, the glory. So yeah, what I want to say more, yeah, it's just a very incredible car. So there's a lot of options in this particular car. There's 360 degree camera. For me, I'm not used to have that kind of camera, so I always look in the mirrors. You can change the colors in this car. So this is all red. It has a Burmeister sound system and it sounds very good. I cannot let you hear it because of the copyright things. Nice steering wheel. You have a lot of options in those steering wheels. But this is just, yeah, the digital dashboard. I have to get used to it. It looks very good, but yeah, very, very nice example. So in the 2 sunroofs also in here. It's just a very nice guy. Drives very good. If you go in the corner, the sidewalls of the seats will pump a little bit up, so you stay in your seat. It's still very comfortable, nice and roomy. So I think we should do an acceleration test and a sound check of this beauty. And it's a little bit cold. It's about 0 to 1 to 2 degrees above zero. So I have to look out for that. But let's have a look what the performance of this beauty is. So let's go. So let's do an acceleration test in this S63 AMG 4matic 2016 car, 5.5 liter V8, 585 horsepower and 900 Newton meters. 7-speed transmission, no race start. I will put it in S mode, you can see it over there. And that's the only thing I can do. Everything is on temperature, oil, coolant, transmission. So just let the foot off the brake and we will see what it can do. Temperature outside is around 0 degrees, or 0.5, you can see it over there. I drove about 30 kilometers, so everything, the tires should be warm enough. So it's 4matic, so we will see what happens. So let's go. Really fast car. So very, very good. You can see it shifts. It will shift very early. So I think the rev limit was 6,400, but you cannot really hit that. So I think the rev limit is earlier than that. We shall see if I put it in manual when it's then it tells me to shift up, put it in second gear. So it's 6,000 and it will not let you rev more. In third gear it goes a little bit further. So what a car. The sound is also. So very nice car, this S63 AMG. And I think it's really better than the 221. So the car before this, I think it drives, yeah, it drives different. It's less noisy. I don't think an S-Class needs to be that only when you want it. So you can put it only in a different mode, and the sound is, I don't know. It's just, yeah, this is the way it should be. Every car that comes behind it or after it or newer should also be better, and in this case I really think it is. 221 is a very nice car, but this is even looking better than the one before. So yeah, it's just very. Also the acceleration. If you're just in comfort mode, it's just very nice. Very easy to drive. It's quiet in here. It's just, yeah. It's not an overcomplicated system in here, like the controls, electronics in here and how to control it. It's not too complex. Very easy to understand. Overall, it's just a very nice car. Fuel economy, we're not going to talk about it. I can only say I think the 4-liter V8 is much better in that, but this 5.5 has earned its place. I think it came better over the years. It's easier to maintain, so for all the people that want to buy a car like this, do maintenance. Don't only buy the car, also do maintenance. Keep it good. Keep it as a good performance car. So this car is for sale at henkgroten.nl. The link you can find below the video. You can also find the link through my website jamespietcher.com. The link is over here. And don't forget to subscribe to the page. Put the thumbs up and let me know what you think about this beautiful car. So yeah, put a thumbs up and see you for the next one. I'm going to enjoy the last few kilometers, then make some nice photos of it. You can also find those on my website. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.